Hey Nick,
Yeah?
um, this might be a little late in the game, but I just figured out that with the right and left triggers, you can zoom in and out.
Huh.
Seems like
Well,
that could have been helpful at various
yeah, that's
points
that's
in our
like
journey.
finding the lock-on feature in a game at about the 50-hour mark. Should I be
Right.
seeing your OBS Stream Deck stuff?
You should. I think I've finally figured out. What the hell? What does that do? Hey, what's up, Sparks? And you can see Sparks now.
Oh, okay. I mean, I had that on my phone, but up there's cool too. Neat.
Yeah.
Neat and good.
Neat and good. And does this do something? I just noticed
Uh,
like blue little switch, and it's like, should I be planting something here?
I gotta tell you, I can hardly see like half the stuff in this game. It's so far away on my television.
Oh, really?
I feel like they need better color coordination, and that's one of the things the other game did really well. Like, if there's buttons, their tint is anything interactable needs like a more vibrant color to stand out.
Uh huh.
But I'm just an accountant, right? I'm no game designer.
I'm no game designer. All right, well, I don't know what that is. Anyways, welcome back to FAR, everybody. Oh, sorry,
Uh,
Sparks. I did not text you a warning. I knew I was forgetting something.
Far Journey to the Right, the same school of game development as the
Journey
Mario
right.
games.
All right, let's see if I can piece together what we're supposed to be doing here. It's been, what, 3 weeks?
Something like that. I just remember the boat was moving right until it couldn't move right anymore, and then we stopped.
That is the name of the game. Maybe I can climb on top of that if I get my boat a little
Well,
closer.
well, you can't ram it because of. Is our boat like a submarine now, or did I like fever dream that?
No, 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 we're a submarine. That's not just the migraine talking.
Okay, all right. Then yeah, we should probably become a submarine, I guess. Especially if that was like the last skill we picked up. That's kind of how these gameplay loops go.
Yeah. Let's give ourselves a little forward momentum here and see what happens. Maybe if I just ram it.
It is so weird to me that you need to like stand there and burn fuel. Oh, I thought you couldn't. All right, I guess that wall
And...
was more in the background than I
Nope.
thought. Oh,
Okay.
it didn't work.
Ramming it may not be the answer.
So let's see. It's a ship versus ship. Uh, like, what do you need? Like a cow catcher or something on the front of your boat?
Right? Oh, God. All
What
right.
would you call it? You wouldn't call it a cow catcher on a boat, though. It'd be like a whale catcher, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, there are the cows of the sea, right?
Don't say yeah. That's not a thing that exists. Don't humor me.
Hey, I mean, neither does a submersible sailboat, man. I mean, what's that up there? Can I grab that? Oh, it's a ladder.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm glad I figured that out early.
Maybe I say maybe like I've got any guess how this is gonna get
Oh,
rid of that boat.
well, okay. Wait. Nope. Ow.
Well, we've determined there's no fall damage.
Okay,
Well,
well, let's.
physically anyways.
I didn't think I could just jump off the side there. Sparks is waiting for it to turn into the plane. That'll be probably the end game thing, like the big
To,
twist. We're going to the moon.
yeah, remember when the first game teased us with like the world flooding, and I guess that's not really an issue anymore.
It still looks pretty flooded to me. Just, oh hey, we got fuel.
No, I feel like this is the ocean. The ocean is
Maybe the world
flooded
is the ocean.
most
Let's
months out of the year.
yeah. Okay, cool. Little extra fuel never hurt anybody.
You know what a really good intellectual property was that was about a flooded world?
What's up? If you say Waterworld, I swear to God.
God, well, there goes the bit.
There goes the bit.
I was trying to get you to say Wind Waker and then say no, Mel Gibson's Waterworld.
Was that Mel
Oh well.
Gibson?
I feel like it was.
Oh God, somehow makes it even worse. Okay, hey, we got a nice little stockpile of fuels.
Yeah, fuels seem to be a hot commodity, if you will, in short
Almost like they're
supply.
preparing us for a lot of sailing. Okay, so we got some in here. We got a full rack down here, and now I guess I'm just filling up our to-go bucket. All right, cool. Let's head back up here, because I think I can head to the top of this little tower mechanism.
Yeah, I feel like that's there for a reason. I don't know what it is, but it must be there for a reason.
Sparks, I have not played Subnautica. Like, I'm well aware of how wildly successful it is, but weirdly enough, I've just not given it a shot yet. What about you, Nick?
Subnautica's in that weird category for me. It's like Dredge and Iron Lung. It's like all these sea-based games just kind of bleed together, and I can't distinguish one from the other. Though I seem to recall Subnautica is more of like you being in a submarine underwater. It was like more of a game than the other two.
I was gonna say, wasn't Subnautica kind of the pioneer for those?
I think it was, but I think it was also an early access, and I just don't play those anymore until they get a full release.
Oh crap! Oh wait, I see what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, no! You fool! I had one shot, Nick.
Oh, you gotta like grab it or something?
Yeah, okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna wait for the next gust to blow by. And
oh, okay. I see.
It's crossed the windy bridge.
I've never seen this mechanic in a game before. I am blown away. Unlike you, who is not blown away because you know this game mechanic.
How many ibuprofens did you take, Nick?
Why do you say that?
I'm gonna get blown away again, aren't I?
No.
No! I'm gonna catch it this time. I'm gonna catch it.
How could you have gotten any faster?
God damn it.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't paying close enough attention, and when the wind stopped, I didn't pick up my
At least
pace.
the wind has got an audio and visual cue to it. That's nice.
Yeah, blown away. I see what you did there. Isn't he clever?
Thank you.
This is why I'm friends with Nick. He's so clever.
Oh, screw you, Dev.
All right, I got ambitious. I got too ambitious.
No, they really expect you to start from there.
Yep. And
they really want that sense of, oh, you just barely made it. Wow.
Nick is not impressed. Oh no, you fucker. Wow, the timing, the window for that is
Well, I'm going to get another drink. This might be a while.
Nick's drinking beer with a migraine. And
I mean,
there. Okay.
My logic is my head can't hurt much more than it already does.
Grab onto it, you little bitch.
As I say, if you miss that, this friendship is over.
Nick just quits play the hits. How's your week going, buddy?
How did my week go? Yeah, fine. I had to pay all my bills today, so that didn't help.
Oh, that's always a good feeling.
Been struggling with a horrible migraine today, but it is what it is. That's life, right?
Yeah.
No, chewing through some books, pulled a lot of overtime at work. So you know, nothing too exciting.
No, that is not exciting. But what books you reading?
Sometimes that's just how it works. Well, I reread Wise Guy. So if you haven't read that, I definitely advise you read Wise Guy.
I don't know if I'm familiar with Wise Guy.
It's the book that Goodfellas was based on. I'm pretty sure you told me to read it. But no, it's just good. It's a little 8-hour book. There's no surprises if you've watched Goodfellas. It's
okay.
I read another book this week. Oh, I finished a book called Tokyo Underground, which was not good at all.
Oh, really? That's a bummer.
Yeah, it was a book about an American gangster in Tokyo, and I just didn't care for it.
Wasn't that a movie, American Gangster in Tokyo? Or is that American Werewolf in Paris?
You might be thinking of American History X. Or you might be thinking of a werewolf.
That was the Nazi one, right?
You know, I've never seen it, but I'd love to.
Wasn't that basically just Edward Norton being Edward Norton for 90 minutes?
I seem to recall it being one of George Lucas's best movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What the hell do I do with this? Okay, there's a lot of things here.
Okay, so what's all this?
This is fuel. I see. Well, okay. Are they really about to add a separate engine to my boat?
Oh my god, this is too much.
It is significantly
this is
more
too much.
complicated than the first. What did I just do? Nope. Come on.
I swear to God, Sparks, you better not just drop that miscellaneous fact there in the chat.
All of these based on Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court.
No, wait a sec. I'm thinking of a kid in King Arthur's Court, the Disney movie. That's
Wasn't
different than what you're talking
was
about,
that the
Sparks.
baseball movie?
Yes.
Okay.
My sister Brianna got pissed at me because I taped over her VHS taping of that to record Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh man.
That was a big falling out between us.
Well, at least it wasn't Cool Runnings.
By the way, I just want to let you know that was like 15 years ago. It was not like last month.
You know, when you said 15 years ago, significantly more modern than I would have guessed. I was thinking like 20 to 25 years ago. But,
Well, 25 years ago she would have been like 1, I think. So.
oh shit. But I mean, like for the Buffy the Vampire craze to hit you in 2009 is pretty.
I mean, I don't know if it 2005 maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I catch on to stuff late. I never am into anything cool when it's like in the zeitgeist.
Actually cool, yeah.
Yeah. I'm a cultural archaeologist. I'm digging up these fossils in 2024. I'm like, oh, Game of Thrones. This looks interesting. Has anyone ever heard of this?
Describing Buffy the Vampire Slayer as an artifact, though, makes me deeply sad. Keying on the engine, what could go wrong?
Don't whiz on the electric fence.
'Cause I'm Homer Simpson.
Good try, but that was Ren and Stimpy.
Stimpy. Video. Okay, what the hell am I doing?
I don't know, Chris. You're asking the wrong
Did we
guy
just turn
here.
gravity off?
No, you just like fired up the infernal engine or something.
Okay. Alright, Nick. You're the man with the plan. What now?
Well, let's see here. What
More
could we
food
not
for the moon.
access before it was upside down? Oh, wait a sec. Just go outside. Maybe our problem has been solved.
Wasn't my problem that there was like a boat in the way of my boat?
You did a thing, so maybe the problem is solved. I don't follow the logic entirely.
I guess you're right. There's nothing else to do in here, right? Can I get through the gate? I guess we will find out. I kind of want to take all this fuel with me just for reserves, but
I mean,
I guess I can only carry one at a time.
We can talk about the fragile economic state of the economy and whether or
Oh.
not the dollar will survive against the euro in the next 6 years, but, you know, that's just to fill time.
What the hell is this?
It's an elevator.
Okay, I'm not losing this fuel.
Well, it doesn't really elevate you, it just goes left to right, doesn't it? It would be a horizontivator.
Hold on. What's this doing?
It's a little grapple claw. It's gonna go
Okay.
grapple onto something.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, or maybe it's like a Dark Souls shortcut. Good God, my head hurts.
Hey, look, Nick, I can take some of the fuel with me after all.
Oh, thank God. I would really hate for this game to hit a fail state. That would just be the worst.
Speaking of fail state, yeah, I was gonna make a JD Vance joke, but it's too easy at this point. Sorry. Fucked any couches
Yeah.
lately?
What?
What?
I'm sorry. I guess I must be behind in all the memes. Did he do something silly?
No, he wrote a book basically just like, hey, I'm a working man like you.
Oh, Hillbilly Elegy?
Yeah, right. And apparently some blogger or Zoomer or Xer, or I don't know what they're called now, made a joke about JD Vance fucked a couch and wrote a book about it. And of course he didn't actually fuck a couch, but it's become a meme, and like it's
so it's
only funny
slander.
because of how much it bothers them.
Uh-huh.
And so that's the entire joke. You're missing nothing.
I see.
It's not clever, it's not innovative, but it bothers them. And so it's amusing, but it's like kind of running its course. But politicians, of course, don't know when something has run its course.
Without getting into politics, the one thing I know about JD Vance that strikes me as hilarious is Trump has tried to distance himself from
From his own
Project
VP, yeah.
from 2020, the Project 2025 thing, and they've disowned it. But it's hilarious because the guy that wrote the proposal for 2025, JD Vance, just finished reading like the preface for the book he released about Project 2025.
Oh dear.
I love this. I love this stuff. I really
I
do.
know, it keeps getting, like, you can't make it up. You know, it writes itself. It's one of those, like, funny if it weren't sad kind of things.
But I mean, it's like, you know, everything's funny if it wasn't
Yeah,
sad, right?
it's all relative. I mean,
I mean-
Joker in the right light is a comedy. So.
I mean, you look back and it's, oh god, what's going on here? Oh, it's like a quick route to get to your ship or something.
Okay, all right. So I just put another fuel, or not fuel, but generator thing. I don't quite know if I have to bring the hook up, but I'm playing it safe. All right, cool. Yeah, this is actually working out well for me because look at all this extra fuel that I
Look
brought
at all
with me.
that juice.
Look at all that
Look
juice.
at all that juice.
All
I
that
had
juice.
I had to spend like 3 minutes explaining to my brother, like why OJ was called the juice.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't know if he was like putting me on or if he just like legitimately did not understand.
Juice. Did you ever watch The People versus O.J. Simpson?
No, I did not.
That is genuinely wonderful television.
I have this thing where I don't like watching like documentaries on HBO because it seems like
Okay, go
it's
on.
like one of these like Netflix things real quick. I'll just get the preface to my rant out of the way. It's like they take
Sure.
a 2 hour subject and they drag it out over 8 hours. Though I have heard really good things about the people versus OJ Simpson. Sorry,
People
it's the initials. It's the initials.
I want like Home Depot versus JD Vance.
The
just to
the
piss 'em
people
off.
versus J.R.R. Tolkien. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
God.
It's the initials.
Well,
but
yeah.
anyways.
Now we've got our episode title, thankfully.
The
But no, The People versus
J.R.R.
O.J. Simpson. It'll be over in 6 hours. So even if you don't like it, you can
good,
tell me
good.
what you hated about it. And I truly think it was really good acting and a very more nuanced than it had to be portrayal of not only OJ's character but the both his prosecution and defense.
Yeah, see, I can take 6 hours. I'm coming from a very specific place. I've been wanting to watch this documentary for a long time called Wild Country, and it's about the Rush.
Heard of
Yeah, it's
this.
about the Rushnician cult in California.
Okay.
It was about like an Indian yogi who came over named Osha, and basically he tried to take over an entire county in California. Fascinating stuff, but the Netflix documentary was 12 hours, and like it didn't need to be 12 hours. This is like a 90-minute YouTube video. Actually, it's a much better 90-minute YouTube video by Frederick Knutson's Down the Rabbit Hole. I just hate when a series will take like one concept that's a 60-minute concept and
Yeah.
stretch it out over the course of more episodes than it needs. Anyways,
Yep. I completely know what you mean.
there's like a 2-hour Netflix movie about this guy who just got all the questions right on the Wheel of Fortune. That's like a Wikipedia entry that didn't need to be a whole 2-hour movie, dude.
Dude, do you remember when we were in college and there was that huge, and I mean huge, scandal about the dude who cheated on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Like he developed that whole like coughing system for his buddy
Yes.
with like the world's first smartphone to look up the answers for him on the fly and give him yes or no coughs. I mean, they deserved that.
That was cool, but they weren't buying it because I don't even think they made it out of the studio before security was like,
Yeah,
no.
they got figured out immediately, and yet they
Even
cut
Regis,
off perfectly amazing fictional series. Yeah, that's true, Sparks. They can do
Yeah,
that sometimes.
actually, I would love to find a book on this because it's an interesting subject I've only been able to piece together, but like game show
What am I doing now?
law, because there's a lot of interesting stuff out there about like, you know, what it takes to actually win in a game show and
Uh-huh.
like when the lawyers get involved, when you actually get the money.
Yeah.
Like Supermarket Sweep, nobody actually got the money from that show until the show got picked up for syndication, so you didn't get your like $900 until maybe 2 years later.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I enjoy that kind of stuff.
That is interesting to me. While at the same time, right on brand for major network television. What am I doing wrong with this damn button? Okay, now there it goes.
Man, I don't know why this boat's still in the way.
There we go. Look at that. We did it, Nick.
Oh, you just had to push it harder.
We're sailing, boys.
Weird.
That was a weird thing to say, Chris. What's wrong with you?
No, like Discord just died all of a sudden, but I guess you're back.
Oh, huh. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. Open sea, Nick.
Here we go, the ultimate show.
In other news, I am just about finished with The Enigma of Room 622, which I highly recommend. And I swear to God, the next book on my shelf is Black Company, so I'm very excited to finally read that.
Yeah, no worries. Get to it when you want. Again, I still advise you use the audiobook, because the author puts a lot of great dry humor into the narration, and I think that's great.
Oh, it's one of those ones that's actually read by the author?
No. Did I say author or narrator?
You said author, but sometimes authors do that, where they'll narrate their own books.
That's the whiskey talking. That's the wiki talking.
Whiskey and ibuprofen. Nick's gonna die tonight.
Been asking for it for 5 years. I ain't got it yet, but anyways.
Yeah. Got dark up in here.
Anywho, yeah, no rush whenever you get to that. I'm almost more interested in your recounting of how you like the blade itself. I might pick up
Damn, Sparks.
I've got I Am Rome in my Audible list.
Oh,
Maybe I'll
really?
read that next. Yeah.
There's one, I mean, I'm sure the audiobook's going to be great, too. That is
Maybe I'll read
probably the chonkiest book that I've ever read that fast.
It's like 16 hours, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, the hardcover was, like, a really thick book, but what I was going to joke about was that even though it looks like a really big book, it's actually, it's like 20-point font, and, like, there's pages with, like...
I see.
But that being told, though, it's a really, really good story. I enjoyed it a lot.
Good. Maybe I'll read that next instead of Hail Mary. So.
Was that? Hold on a second. Hail Mary, was that?
That was
the John
Andy
Madden
Weir.
book?
No. Well, he might have one by that title. It sounds like something he would do. It's the Andy Weir book, Hail Mary. He also wrote Red Mars, Alone on Mars, 365 Days on Mars.
Mars Attacks.
The Martian. He wrote The Martian.
Ooh, okay, Andy Weir. Now I know who you're talking about. Okay, so yeah, Project Hail Mary. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I've been wanting to read it. I loved The Martian so much that I was kind of afraid to pick up Project Hail Mary because I worried it was just him trying to recapture the magic of The Martian. What's this?
My water.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, that's neat. I got
die.
nothing negative to say about that. That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna die down here.
You missed
That's
my
beautiful.
absurd,
Let's get the fuck out of their way.
my absurd internet myth. I gotta like walk across the room here.
Favorite thing that's come out is all the idea that these people are...
No, your internet myth. I just didn't want those words to come out of my mouth, but I have heard of that. I don't know how it helps, but I have heard of that.
Cheating at chess using anal beads. Now I got it. I'll say it.
I do remember there was like a German chess master and his chess master girlfriend who were found dead in Germany with crossbow bolts through their hearts.
Oh, fuck.
Strange that nobody followed up on that last year when that happened.
That was last year?
Yeah, it was recently.
What was that movie that got released about, like, the math club that cheated in Vegas? Sorry for the offensive content, Nick. You're forgiven, Sparks.
Oh, don't apologize for being you. Don't let my sensibilities affect your sensibilities.
Do you remember that movie, though, Nick? Because it was really good, and I cannot recall the name. It's going to drive me nuts.
I couldn't tell you offhand.
It was back before everyone knew what a horrible person... not Gene Hackman, but House of Cards.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey was.
Kevin Spacey's coming back, by the way, as is Harvey Weinstein.
No, he's not.
Kevin Spacey was just cleared by a British court, and a bunch of Hollywood actors lined up to say, "See, he's not so bad, not
Really?
guilty." Yeah.
That I have a hard time believing, but
No,
stranger
no, no.
things.
Look it up. I mean, they were like A-list Hollywood stars, but they're kind of like getting up there in years. It
Oh,
wasn't like
okay.
Tom Cruise, but it was like, yeah, it was like names you'd recognize. I don't want to like slander anybody.
Sure.
Isn't it weird how I'm more considerate when I've like had a lot to drink than when I'm sober?
I find you offensive no matter what, Nick. It's okay.
Kevin Spacey is very much alive. I'm waiting to see what his first comeback project's going to be. And we could have a whole conversation about like when a celebrity's allowed to come back to the limelight after a fall from grace.
How
No, no,
long
no.
did it
Because
take Cosmo Kramer? Oh, wait.
I mean, if he tried to do something like, I think that would be something else. But I think he's just sitting on all the Seinfeld money, right?
Yeah,
He's
honestly,
kind of like
that's the
Jason
best move he could
Alexander.
make, is not
What? Yeah.
not try for a comeback, but just try to spend his
Why?
millions of
Like,
dollars.
it's not. I don't know. I just. It, it's weird for me to think we should condemn a man for like one joke at a nightclub that just honestly wasn't very good, right? In retrospect.
I'm not sure it was a joke. I think that was very much a Freudian outburst slip.
Was it?
He
Was
called
it?
the
I
dude
mean,
the N-word pretty loudly.
was that part of the bit though? Because it was like, what? Don't you guys want me to say this word or something like that? I
Well,
feel like there was some audience interaction, like you can't say that, and he's like, oh, I can say whatever I want.
yeah, and I think that's where it went. I think the interaction was he was being heckled. The dude was being a legitimate
Yeah.
asshole. But instead of saying, hey, you're being an asshole, and, either having him booted if he genuinely didn't want him there, or, making fun of him and moving on, which is, kind of a tough act for a comedian to do. I think you're right. I think he started off going for like an edgy joke, got really mad, and then, started using
I think there's, and then I mean,
the
we
word
can drop
that
this.
you really couldn't.
We
shouldn't
we
call
can
people.
drop this subject, but I just think that there's
No, it's
probably like
fascinating though.
there's a degree of difference
God.
between what Kramer's actor did versus what Kevin Spacey did, even though they've essentially been relegated to the same place in history, right?
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, yeah.
One was a monster. One said something that honestly he shouldn't have said, but
Correct, yeah.
I mean, take his actions against his words, right? I mean, has he ever done things that would indicate he was of that mindset? I still think it was just a bad joke. I think the more that we
There we
condemn
go.
celebrities for things they've said, the more we're going to kind of realize, like, oh, we all are basically waiting for our turn in front of the firing line for something somebody had.
Oh yeah, don't
of
get me wrong.
us
I
on
do
tape.
not want to draw a false equivalence here. Michael Richards had a racial outburst, which is deplorable and should not be allowed. Kevin Spacey straight up hurt people, and
Is a monster.
there's a difference.
Is an absolute monster. Yeah, I don't know if you're following like I don't want to talk about this on second thought. I don't want to get into like a 10-minute thing on this.
This is why we do this show. We're highbrow. Hell's down here. Sorry, go on.
I don't know if I want my name associated with like sympathy for the devil kind of stuff. But I think these are fascinating questions. Let's talk about literally anything else as I take another sip of whiskey.
Well, going backwards a little bit, I still don't remember the movie about the math club who cheated at Vegas, but the other property,
It was the Dead Poet Society.
Dead Poet Society.
Yeah. No.
No, I
No.
was gonna say no. I was
They
like,
went to
hold on a
Vegas to
second.
cheat using poems.
Never shit a shitter, Nick.
Okay, now if I say something from Faulkner, it means I have the high card. If I say something from Mogheim, Somerset, it means I have got the low card.
Oh God. Well, now I totally forgot the other thing that I was trying to say.
That sounds like a fun movie in all honesty.
We've gone through like 20 different intellectual properties in the last 10 minutes, and I can't remember now what the other one that I was thinking of was, but it'll come back to me later. Anyways, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing.
The ocean's a big place to swim around in, that's all I'm gonna say. Well, what's the current obstacle?
Well, they knocked my sail down, and there's this big mega structure here, which is like begging me to explore it.
Alright, I'll go explore it.
You're not supposed to explore it.
Oh. Okay.
Let's move a little bit forward without our sail and see if anything else interesting.
Well, what do you think this is, Wind Waker?
Wind Waker.
You know, Wind Waker is one of those games that the more time has passed, the more I've kind of come to admire what it was.
I love Wind Waker. Unironically.
Dumb graphics and
one of my
everything.
favorite Zeldas.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the Zelda game we all thought we were going to get. Do you remember when Nintendo deceived us all with that awesome tech demo of like Link fighting Ganon?
Which they
And then we
ended
got
up
Wind
doing
Waker.
with Twilight Princess, just by then nobody wanted it anymore.
That was also like a... Oh.
Okay, I guess there is an obstacle.
Oh, not anymore. You
Oh, okay, cool.
pushed everything in your path out of your way,
Sweet.
crushing all that oppose you.
Like you do. I still want to know if there's something actually down here, though.
I don't care.
I'm going to take one more swim, and then we'll
It's
move
a
on.
lot. It's a lot of water to swim through.
One more swim.
This game hasn't rewarded our exploration yet.
No, it really hasn't.
It hasn't been like, oh, hey, fun little whale you can talk to.
But you see what I'm saying, right? This looks like it should be something. Oh, is it something?
I love World War One. It's such a fun, cute game. I got to get up and get closer to the screen. I'm not reading. Oh, she loves WW1 World.
Huh.
Water
Okay,
World.
see, look, there's
Wind
something.
Waker. Wind Waker.
Wind
yes.
Waker. Water World.
Well,
It all
same
comes
thing,
back
right?
to Water World.
Wind Waker was that was really good.
Oh, shit, I need my boat hook.
Twilight Princess was the game I should have liked, but Wind Waker was the game I ended up liking.
I liked Twilight Princess. Legitimately had some of my favorite dungeons in the series, but I just liked the sense of exploration of Wind Waker better.
Yeah, Twilight Princess kept you on too much of a linear path, I felt.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't really bad yet. Like it wasn't Skyward Sword bad, but you're right. It was holding your hand a little bit more than I like for a Zelda game to do.
To answer your question, Sparks, where was I getting the one? I thought you're just being historically accurate and just calling them all one big world war.
And it truly was.
That's actually like one of my favorite things about Ultra Kill, because Ultra Kill takes place 200 years in the future, and
Oh
they just
God, we need to
refer
finish Ultra Kill.
they just refer to like a whole 130-year period of human history starting at World War One as just the World War because it never quite stopped.
As
I just thought
shit-
that was a
the
neat touch in the
shittening.
mythos. Yeah.
All right, let's bring this sucker up. See what we got.
This is like Wind Waker, like attach that hook and dredge up the treasure.
Yep. Only not instant at all.
Did you ever play the Wind Waker Wii re-release?
Oh, the Nintendo Wii U version? Yes, I did actually.
All right, I have heard that there's some substantial differences between that and the original GameCube Wind Waker. Can you elucidate me?
They added some like quality of life, convenience features, but
Did
otherwise,
they do something like with the Triforce charts or
yeah.
something?
Oh, yeah. They made finding the Triforce at the Triforce pieces at the end substantially easier to navigate, which honestly I appreciated.
Yeah, I felt like that was just like a big Act 3 filler, in all honesty. Oh,
This
it's
feels
coming.
cool, Nick.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yes, you're right. It was a lot of filler because they cut out 2 dungeons, as I recall, to get it out on time. All right, do.
You've got
Is this a pillow? Is this
like-
one of those sexy pillows?
it's like a body pillow with like Mark the Plier Man on it.
What am I supposed to do with this?
I don't know. I think it's like a collectible. Maybe you can burn it for fuel. Or maybe you
If it's
can.
a collectible. It's staying up there on the collectible shelf. Really? Like there was actually nothing here at all?
All that for that. I feel like I
God,
say that
well,
a lot. in my
I actually thought
everyday
that I was
life.
supposed to stop and do something.
No, that's what we call like a collectible.
But what manner of collectible is it? I don't even
It's
understand.
it's what we like to call optional content in the biz, Chris.
Optional content is supposed to be fun.
That wasn't fun. You didn't enjoy that. You didn't get like a huge rise. Wow, I got to stop drinking this whiskey.
What kind of whiskey is it?
I don't know.
So the last alcohol I have in the house.
Mark
the
the
Plier
Plier
Man.
Man?
You like that?
Wait, say that again.
Mark the Plier Man. You like that, Sparks?
Mark the Plier Man.
That's what I've always called him.
Mark application.
All I know is that like my sister watched him for like exactly 37 days when he was popular, and it was just like, hey, what's up? I'm Mark the Plier Man. I'm gonna play a horror game, and then he proceeds to scream, and like all the 9-year-olds clapped who were watching him.
So, really cute story about Markiplier. Actually, my sons have, you know, they're 9 years old and 5 years old. They have a very limited scope for like how big the world is. They know that their dad grew up in Ohio. They know Markiplier is from Cincinnati, Ohio. They asked if I knew Markiplier when I was young.
Yeah, that's cute.
I was like, yeah,
That's cute.
I sure did. But then like, no, but you used to go to Cincinnati to Kings Island, right? Maybe you ran into Markiplier. I'm like, you know, son, I'm not gonna lie, that's possible. But
Well,
if I did,
I mean,
we never hit it off.
I did. I mean, you should show them that episode where you and Markiplier streamed together for that one episode.
Yeah, I think Markiplier will come on, play the hits, and scream at us.
Not after what happened with Elon Musk being on Play the Hits. No,
No.
because he saw how
really
he saw
set
how he
him back
treated
a ways.
celebrities. Yeah, but
That
I mean,
was
that was some
adorable.
good financial advice we gave him. I did ask my dad at one point if he knew Glenn Cook since they were both in the military. So you know,
Nice.
I don't know.
It cuts
Long
back
shot.
to like 5 years ago, and there's Nick. No, I'm telling you, Elon, you gotta buy Twitter.
Dude, when he was on the show, I was the one who told him to start like hawking Dogecoin on X. I told him he should buy Twitter and change the name to something else and
Where's the
start
damn
hawking
wind?
Dogecoin, and he did exactly half of that.
Oh. I hear you, Nick, but I just realized the game's gonna torpedo me again. Oh,
Sparks, what does that say about me if I was the one responsible for Elon's fall?
oh, good lord.
Oh,
Get in
that's
the
funny,
boat.
Sparks. You're the one who's like the most likely to have ever known Markiplier. Did you like have gym class with him if you went to school with him or whatever?
We're gonna ride this out, Nick.
Were you in like drama class together?
Drama application. Oh, should we be submerging? Is it safer?
Yes.
During
you
a
should.
massive storm, is it safer under the water or above the water, Nick?
It is safer above the water, but you might as well go underwater because it's funnier.
All right. I can dig what you're throwing.
My grave.
Let's get the
Can you
hell
dig it?
the
I
hell
don't
away
feel
from
like
the
this
surface
boat
here.
like locked down to where it's watertight, but okay, all right. Wow, you were in marching band with him. You're basically like a little celebrity.
Yeah, right. Sparks, get him on our channel for us. It'll be funny, I promise. Funny for us, not so much for him.
Oh, this is some like really nice oboe music.
The oboe. What's Bo Burnham up to these days?
Bo Burnham, he's still like cranking out all sorts of fun content.
I like Bo Burnham. Like,
I do too.
yeah, I always enjoyed him as a musician and funny man.
I find that surprising, being that he's such like a righty booster, but you know, takes all kinds.
A what?
He's a little bit of a righty, you know, but that's
Oh, really?
fine.
I didn't know that. Well, now I hate him.
Dude, Chris, I was just on your Twitter page and I just saw you unsubscribe from Bull Burnham. What's up with
What?
that?
Now I kind of get the feeling we shouldn't have gone underwater.
No, this is fine. This is fine.
This is gonna be fine. We weren't friends, but I was aware of him. He had a big solo. Oh, Sparks, you actually were in band with Markiplier. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Huh.
To
I
remind
guess,
my
yeah,
days.
you would be right at the right age to have known him, wouldn't you? That's funny.
That's crazy.
Oh, God. Nick, I can't tell if I'm doing this game right or wrong anymore.
Me neither, dude.
Me neither, hombre.
This is no King of Red Lions.
I think the King of Red Lions turned out okay after Wind Waker was over.
No,
Did
he
he get to go
died.
back to being king of anything, or?
He died, didn't he?
No.
No, because
That
like
was
he was
Ganon.
like king. He was like the king of Hyrule, and then the king of Hyrule like drowned in the city, and then like the boat was just a boat, wasn't he?
What have I done wrong here? Oh, it needs... I just burned a whole bunch of fuel doing nothing. Cool. Cool. Cool, 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 cool.
What did you have to do?
Well, so my engine overheated. Ugh, God. This is a tricky one. Literally went to the same school. He was a year or two above me. Interesting. Did I ever tell you about the time I threw up on the Lincoln Memorial?
No. No,
That's
you
really
did.
my claim to fame story.
Is this going to be a 12 episode Netflix series, or can you tell it in 2 sentences?
My dad took us to Washington, D.C. I got sick and threw up on the Lincoln Memorial.
See, now Netflix can take a lesson from this guy. Let me tell you, this guy knows how to tell a story and keep it short and sweet.
Oh my God. What is happening?
He mentions a famous celebrity, he mentions an intriguing twist, boom. 2 sentences later, story told.
Spirit was so free. Okay, so he is okay. It's just been a really long time since I played Wind Waker. I'm glad he turned out okay.
Unlike Ganondorf.
Ganondorf has never been okay.
Took a sword to the head in one of the most shocking scenes in
Yeah, isn't
Zelda
that
history.
weird how, like, Ganondorf's most brutal death was from Toon Link?
Dude, I loved that. That was one of my favorite moments in the whole series. I wish games went that hard, but they don't.
Yeah, no, Wind Waker went there. So I'm gonna straight up stab this dude in the brain. I'll keep him from coming back, right?
No, Sparks, to answer your question about did you throw up on the memorial or Lincoln's foot, Chris, you've told me the story. You said your dad said something about how Lincoln was responsible for freeing all the slaves, and then you were like, "Well, I'm going to tell him what I think of that," and you went and threw up on the statue, right?
And that just didn't sit well with me.
No, that's how you told me it went.
Yes, I did. Specifically, I threw up on the Lincoln Memorial's foot. Yes. It was the footular area, but it's a big statue. Who can tell?
You threw right up on his metatarsals, huh?
I still can't tell if we're actually making any forward momentum.
The metatarsals are the toes, the phalanges are the fingers, right? I think I've got that right.
Yeah, I think you're right. Phalanges are fingers.
I need more whiskey.
That's right.
I'll be back.
Now wait, is it ibuprofen or aspirin that you shouldn't have with alcohol?
Both. I don't take ibuprofen or aspirin.
Okay.
Ooh, would you like to know the difference between ibuprofen and aspirin?
Sure.
Do you know what it is?
Lay some factoids on me.
Do you know what it is?
No, I don't. I'm not
One
a
is
druggist.
One is metabolized in the kidneys, one is metabolized in the liver.
Interesting. Which one
Yep.
is worse?
Which one is... They both relieve pain. I don't know what you mean by worse.
Which one is going to have the bad times?
I don't drink when I'm taking medication. It doesn't help my headaches or migraines either, so...
Interesting. Okay, I think we did make it past the storm. That's cool.
No, but you're not supposed to drink for like 6 hours between either of those two because they thin your blood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And like I said, they don't like do anything for me anyways. Like a lot of medications just tend to make my life worse. So
Okay. So it's still raining, but I think we've got like wind to our back again. Boy, these sails have seen better days, huh?
yeah, they sure have.
Alright.
Oh, it's zooming out. It's got another vista it wants to show us. Probably more shit in the way.
Am I going to get a boat that size? Is that what the game's trying to tell me?
No, Chris. Well, maybe.
That's a damn good Mai Tai.
You dropped something in the background, and it sounded like the chung chung sound from Law and Order.
Nope, just a Mai Tai. Oh, man. Nick, what is your simple pleasure, food or beverage?
Um. Okay. Well, if you want a quick story here, my simple pleasure is I go to the garden and I pluck a couple tomatoes, cut them up, put a little salt, pepper, and olive oil on them, roast them in the oven for about 45 minutes. Then I take them and I put them on a sourdough slice of bread with a little bit of mayo, salt, and pepper, and I just eat it as is.
Ooh, that actually
And
sounds delightful.
it is so simple and so delicious. I love it.
That does sound really good. Kind of
I,
a oh
Mhm.
crap. That appetizer that they have at Italian restaurants, only
A little
without the
bit
mozzarella.
like some tomato toast. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had that for the first time last year and I cried. It was so good.
Oh yeah.
I had some tears going down my eyes. It was just so simple and so good.
You know, anything that has to do with stacking something on bread is always a fan favorite of mine.
How about yours? What's your like little simple guilty pleasure thing
Well,
that you
I
like?
was gonna just talk about my Mai Tais, but
Mm.
as far as like food goes, yeah, I don't know. Like I joked earlier about some pan au chocolat, and that's always a good time. Just stack some Nutella or dark chocolate on bread, on like an
Yeah.
artisan slice of bread, and bruschetta. Thank you, Sparks. That's what I was thinking of. Um,
Bruschetta works really good for tomatoes too. I actually used to make bruschetta by accident.
yeah, good stuff. But yeah, just something like that is always good. Just hit me with some bread and
Mm.
top it simply, and I'm happy.
Oh man, another good one is simple tomato, cherry tomato and feta cheese pasta. Oh, that's so good.
Mm.
Roast some cherry tomatoes, throw some Asiago cheese in there, throw it in the oven for about 45 minutes, and then serve it over some noodles.
Did
Oh
I
man,
ever give you
so good.
my cacio e pepe recipe?
I don't think
I
so.
mean, there's not really much of a recipe. It's just a simple way to make cacio e pepe, and so it's one of those like really simple dishes that I just happen to be decent at.
Mm. What are the ingredients?
Pepper, the right kind of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese,
Hmm.
and spaghetti. You
Ah,
want to
okay.
you want to hit just the right amount of olive oil so that it kind of emulsifies with the cheese, and you're in for a treat.
That sounds really good. Unfortunately, it's 10 o'clock at night on a work night, and I
Yeah.
can't make it. But
The the the,
what's
the trick is to find your preferred balance of ground pepper. Like some people like it super peppery and like more of a spicy dish, but I find it best when you can still taste the cheese.
here's a question. What is something that you buy at the store that should be really common but is disappearing and you can't find it anymore?
And you're gonna be one of the few people that actually gets why I would even like this.
Go
But
ahead.
Branston pickle.
That's really funny considering how often you can find single serve pickles everywhere now.
Uh huh.
Like they're
But you
just
know
like in
why
a
I tried
bag.
this originally, right?
This sounds familiar. I feel like there's a joke, but go ahead.
It was Yahtzee.
Oh
Yahtzee
yeah.
on his channel always used to joke about how one of his simple pleasures was just slather some Branston pickle on a piece of bread and cheese and call it a sandwich.
You're not
And
wrong.
one day, I just happened to see a jar of Branston pickle when I first moved to Bloomington, and I tried it just to satisfy my curiosity to see, like, is he onto something here? It really is good. It's
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it does
sure
what he
is.
said it should do, and it was
And,
yummy.
and I'll
But
tell you this: pickles and peanut butter go together too.
interesting. But ever since Lucky's in Bloomington closed, I do
Dude,
not
I'm still
find it
salty
nearly as
about that.
often.
I'm still angry about that. I need more
Me
water.
too. Yeah, I mean, Lucky's was a special place.
Okay, I've got two of them for you. Ready?
Yes, please.
All right. SpaghettiOs with Franks.
Oh yeah, yep. I
Can't
concur 100%.
can't find those
Simple
anywhere.
working man's food.
Yep. All right, here's the other one that I've just barely been able to find, but it seems like it goes in and out of production. Whole wheat macaroni and cheese
Really?
by Kraft.
Huh.
I found a box at a Myers, but it's like on a top shelf nestled between like churros and like Pop Tarts. Had nothing to do with pasta.
Someone just put it there, like saving it for later, and they never
Sorry,
came
not
back.
like a box, but like there was 3 boxes back there. I mean, it was far away from like the pasta area, but it was clearly put there by a store worker. But it's weird because I was at a Walmart, couldn't find them. I will only ever eat the whole grain mac and cheese because everything else just tastes like goop.
Really? I'll have to try that if I ever find it, but now you're making me think I probably won't.
Well, you might have better luck in somewhere like Bloomington, but hey, if you ever find some SpaghettiOs with Franks, let me know.
Yeah, I'll get a couple cans for you.
I miss that. That was a big comfort food for me as a kid.
You know,
At work too.
Growing up as near as we did to the biggest Campbell soup factory in the country, I kind of feel like we had more of a taste for those kind of things. I also truly liked their Franken beans. Like, unironically, I know
Yeah,
it's old man
yeah.
food, but I like their Franken beans.
You know, I had wheat bran once and I didn't hate it.
Yeah. This is one of those puzzles where I'm just pushing things, not quite knowing what exactly I'm accomplishing until...
I'm hoping it just like clicks into place.
Uh-huh. But something
boy,
tells
oh
me I
boy.
should have left it.
Mm-hmm.
You think? You think?
I think the one in the background is supposed to be like a guide.
Oh, okay. Well,
What's your simple guilty pleasure there, Sparks?
Wait for her to respond while I see if there was anything to this.
Chris, have you heard of a mod for Final Fantasy Tactics called Journey of the Five?
Yes, with like Link and Dante and Snake.
Yes, and
I've not
Link
played
from The
it
Legend
yet,
of
but
Zelda.
I've vaguely heard of it.
I've heard good things about it. A friend of mine made me aware of it today.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That might be one that we have to check out sometime. I'm not sure if it's like a really long project or what, but
It's one of those things that it took like 9 years, and I think they have like a chapter 1 released, and it's
oh God.
yeah, yeah.
All right, let's see here. Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
Oh, oh,
Oh, that's what that is. All right.
the crane.
Whatever.
A crane for what?
Drop the crane. No.
All right, let's see here. We're getting somewhere, Nick. I can feel it.
But where?
But where?
Is it somewhere we want to go?
It usually isn't. Oh God.
Well, there's like ice out there now.
This is gonna trigger my thalassophobia, isn't it?
We're like going to Antarctica. Is that like fear of philosophy?
Yes.
Like someone like Homer Simpson appears on screen and you just like scream and run out of the room.
Okay. 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 That wasn't so bad. The question is, are we done though? Is there any fuel up there I should grab?
Dude, are you familiar with like what's going on with Russia and the Arctic to the north?
No, what are they doing to the Arctic?
Like fascinating stuff. The more global warming happens and the more ice like proceeds to recede, the more Russia has been militarizing those areas because they can use it as a cheap shipping lane.
That makes sense, actually.
It's really, really interesting because like the Chinese and the Americans are all getting involved in this because this is going to become like a new super highway up there
Oh,
as the ice
God.
melts. Very interesting.
Why solve the problem when the problem can make us money? Meanwhile, let's go to Sparks here. Happle bagels. It's a bagel stacked with cheddar or American cheese, a round slice of apple, cinnamon on top, all baked. Ooh. You guys cannot make me hungry at 10 o'clock at night.
That
That's
sounds
not
pretty
fair.
good. That sounds really good. Not
I'm
gonna
a
lie.
fat kid. You need to give me some disgusting recipes.
You know, Sparks is here talking about Chef Boyardee ravioli. Chris, did you ever eat Chef Boyardee ravioli?
Oh yeah, to this day.
How-
I'm
how did you
someone
eat
who
it?
loves like pasta and the process of making pasta. I will straight up eat Chef Boyardee out of the can. I love that stuff.
I had this weird ritual for eating Chef Boyardee ravioli. I would have to like pull off the back and then eat that noodle, and then I would scoop the meat out and then eat it. and then eat the rest of the noodle shell that remained. I don't know why, but that was just like I would eat every single ravioli like that when I was a kid, and I thought it was the most natural thing in the world.
It's like the people who eat the cookie part of the Oreo first.
Yeah. Or
Only-
like a Reese's,
only
right? Do you just
different.
eat it, or do you just like nibble the sides of a Reese's cup, right?
Nick, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Not much. I don't like them.
Really? I
Yeah.
like the ones that are covered in nuts. What is that?
I would eat the ones.
I think
that
we
are
got a
covered
body here, Nick.
in crispy rice. What's the, we got a floater. Put them in there and use them for fuel.
Yeah. Okay, it's not a body, but we're definitely using it for fuel.
There's nothing wrong with Chef Boyardee when you like. I have a quick fix in my cupboard for like, hey, I just need to pop the top of this can and I can eat this real
Right?
quick.
And you know the great thing about Chef Boyardee too is that it's already good. It doesn't take a whole lot to dress it up. Like, put it in a casserole pan, mix it with some egg and cheese, and drizzle it on top of some olive oil. You've got a pasta casserole that'll feed your whole family for like $5.
Hey, thank you for not letting me feel like I'm crazy there, Sparks. I appreciate that.
I do the ravioli Oreo thing.
Thank God, man.
Oh shit, Nick, when you die, if this is listed as the Weber maneuver, how will that be okay with you?
I'll let you know in 3 months, dude.
All right. You're not inspiring a whole lot of confidence tonight.
Man, I'm just in one of those things. Like for the last 2 weeks, I've just been perpetually tired because I've had a horrible insomnia streak and like back pain, and it's just like, oh God, I just want to go to sleep and not wake up for 50 years.
Okay, so here's the thing. Move to Bloomington. Let me find you a job, working for the big wig financiers at IU, and we'll all.
I don't
hang
know,
out
man.
together.
I've got a really good fiefdom going on at the factory that I manage. That's been pretty fun.
You're gonna make me move to Ohio again, aren't you?
Give me another year of this, because I feel like I'll be played out by then. I feel like I'm gonna move somewhere in a year or so.
All right. That would suck if I moved to Ohio and then all of a sudden my friends there that I actually moved there for leave.
If you moved here, I would probably stay here, Chris, if it makes you feel any better.
All right. Well, because I have given strong thought. Like every single year we go to the lake, it gets harder and harder to come back. I've honestly been thinking about Northern Ohio just so that like I can shop the housing market near the lake and slowly build that future lake house for myself. So that is well within the realm of possibility. Plus, I'd be closer to Max too, technically. Not by much, but it's a much easier drive taking 80-90 over into Illinois.
Technically, yeah. Technically is absolutely the correct word there.
But I mean, it's a hell of a lot easier getting into Chicago taking 80-90 than it is going up 465. Like 80-90, you're asleep for 2/3 of the drive and don't even have to pay attention until you're in Chicago.
Get yourself a good book or something.
Yeah, right. Let the Tesla drive me there. Did I fuck something up? Why is this not burning? There we go.
Hey, Chris. Do you want to know a weird factoid about Final Fantasy VII?
I always do.
Alright. Do you remember the part in Final Fantasy VII where they parachute into Midgard?
Yes.
Did you know that if you hold right on the D-pad, your character will spawn in the Hojo battle?
Nuh-uh.
Dead serious, yeah.
Wait, for real? You can like
Look
skip the
this-
whole Midgar section?
Look this
Return
up.
Mid-
Yeah, it's because the way apparently that cutscene is structured, there's a cloud model off screen, and apparently if you like if you hold right, it makes him walk to the right, and something happens and he encounters like a storyline mainline battle or something. I don't know. Look
Oh,
it up
that's
though.
hilarious.
It's interesting.
That is really funny, actually. I did not know that all these years.
Hey Chris,
What's up?
do you want to know something interesting?
I always do, Nick.
Do you know what the little like tag at the top of a Hershey's Kiss is called?
A nip?
Ooh, you're not terribly far
Or
off.
is that the tip of the kiss?
No, it's called the Niggle Wiggle.
Then Oh no. Uh-oh.
You can censor that out if you want to. You can cut that whole part. But yeah, it's called the Niggle Wiggle.
Oh dear. May I ask why?
Because someone thought it was funny. They weren't wrong.
Oh crap.
Remember when I joked about the whale catcher on the front of your boat? I feel like that's coming true.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like we're gonna need it here to cut through some ice. We're gonna have to put something on the front of our boat to cut through some ice. I guarantee it.
The joke is becoming real.
Why
jokes are
can't I
real.
just anchor the damn water cannon here? Niggle wiggle.
Ooh, editor, censor that out right now.
Smart.
Editor, censor that
Oh, what?
right now.
Come again.
Wow,
Oh,
I should
God.
have a few drinks every time I do one of these.
Yeah, it's certainly leads to some interesting factors. Hey, by the way, I finished refinished Xenogears.
Yeah?
It
Cool.
it was every bit as engaging as I remembered from when I was 13. Not as profound, but that's not a surprise.
You know, I was going to ask because it seems like we take a lot more stuff away from that as adolescents than when we're fully structured adults.
Yeah, and I get the feeling it was written as something that a teenager would find really, really deep, and at the time I know I did. But some of it is just verbose for the sake of being verbose.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's whenever it's undergrad's first philosophy or world religion course where you're really eager to write about all of these different thoughts and ideas that you now know about. That was exactly what Xenogears was. And don't get me wrong, the story itself was actually really touching and really ambitious. Like it earns its reputation as being like an RPG with an insane amount of scope. But yeah, like the actual like multiple personality psyches and religious world order crap. I mean, it's
Kelly,
at the time it was innovative. Now it's generic, but no matter what it is, it's still kind of just mush.
I feel like
But I still
this
love
is
it.
this is interesting because I was talking to someone about this a couple days ago. I feel like a lot of those games were aimed at a demographic of young male teenagers, early 20-year-olds.
Uh-huh.
But now you've got all these games coming out with like Kratos where he's a dad because all those devs are
Yeah.
like dads now,
Yep,
right?
they're now dads, and so are their target audiences. They're becoming dads. Yep, you're
Yeah,
exactly right.
I find it interesting. We've gone from like the early days of games like being aimed at teenagers, like early adults, to like that whole spectrum of, well, anybody could be picking this up at a
Yeah.
particular age demographic.
And honestly, it's kind of neat because now you really do have like games for every age. I mean, there's like Roblox for the kiddies. There's still like world building like Minecraft
Uh-huh.
stuff, and that's kind of neat.
What do you think is aimed at our generation, Chris?
I think you and I are the target audience of the dad games, but at the same time, like
What's
that,
the dad game?
I don't know, like The Last of Us, or you mentioned God of War.
Yeah, okay, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
There've been a couple of others, but they're not coming to me right now. But my favorite modern
like what is it, Dream Daddy or something?
a dream.
Dude,
Daddy.
fuck those guys. What monsters.
Honestly, though, my favorite.
They are absolute monsters. Have you heard the story behind how that game was made?
No,
I'm sorry.
because
I'm-
Max
I'm
and I
s-
have been playing it on and off.
Oh, sorry. I'm not gonna talk
You're
shit
gonna
about
ruin it for me.
I'm not gonna talk shit about it on the stream. I'm sorry, but
Oh, it's
they,
all
they,
right.
they are monsters.
Oh dear God,
They are absolutely monsters.
that's not
Uh,
good.
You go on with what you were talking about.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was just gonna say my favorite modern project, like the last 5 years or so, has without question been Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes, yeah. That's a great game.
That game is such a gem, and defies like every genre that it takes inspiration from. Like I just feel like everyone should play it.
You know, I was really excited. I actually built a computer because I heard Ghost of Tsushima was coming to PC, and then it came out for PC in May, and I never bought it.
Wait, say that again?
Yeah, yeah. No, I built this PC of mine like a year ago
Uh-huh.
to handle Ghost of Tsushima coming to PC, and then here it is. Like it actually came to PC in May, and I've never like played it.
Oh, I thought you said it can't run it. I'm like, oh, I didn't. I
Oh
thought
no, no,
you were
no!
like
It's
saying that it was like a really sloppy port or
sorry.
something.
No, no.
That would
I'm
break my
sure
heart.
it runs. No, it ran Elden Ring just fine. I'm sure that it can
Yeah.
run Ghost of Sashimi.
Sashimi.
The Ghost of the
Was
Sashimi.
was Elden Ring a decent PC port?
Yeah, oh, it was great.
Okay.
It was like primarily made for I think PC.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the PS5 console seller.
It was. I mean, it was a big graphical powerhouse, but From Software knows they got to like appease all the consoles in order to make money. That was the big thing, like with Final Fantasy Afterbirth that came out. I'm sorry, that's not what it's called.
Yeah.
When Final Fantasy
Might as well.
Rebirth came out, it's like I guess they sold like a ton of copies, but then SquareSoft was like, "Well,
Not
we lost
enough.
money on it. Not enough, right?" So then all of a sudden they put like their whole SquareSoft catalog online for PC users because like
Yes.
Kingdom Hearts is like now online.
Yep. And honestly, that's the way it should be. That needs to be the wave of the future because, like, the rate at which game technology is evolving, consoles just aren't sustainable. They're only worth buying for like the first year and a half that they're out, and then PCs have already moved on to, you know, if they weren't already more powerful, then they've moved on to like processors that can, you know, run laps around consoles. But meanwhile, developers still have to create games that can run on these consoles. So it really just holds back. Nick, I don't like this.
I actually am really interested in this. Consoles have
Ooh, freaking out.
down into the abyss, huh?
Get out. Let's get the hell out of there and get in our submarine where we're safe.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to go down that far.
I
Consoles
did not
though
like
have
that at
always
all, actually. I just derailed.
consoles have always lost money, right? Because like hardware is where they lose their money, software is where they get their money.
Right. And so like Xbox is already talking about how like their next generation offering they'll like still release a console, but it's going to be something, from what I understand, something akin to like the Steam Deck, where it's just a vehicle for their online games storefront.
Which
So
is a
it'll
good
be like a
idea.
competitor to Steam. Yeah, you can play all of our games on the Steam Deck, or you can play them on this Microsoft device, or you can play it on the ROG Ally or whatever else.
Microsoft has been really smart about letting their whole library of stuff just be like cross console all the time, as
They have
opposed to
been- they
Sony,
were
which
the
hasn't gotten the
pioneers of
memo.
that. And you know, to Sony's credit, I'm legitimately surprised that they have been so keen to release their games on Steam and other digital storefronts. But I guess that's like saying I'm surprised that they like money.
I
But
think
the
well,
fact is
Sony,
they are doing it.
Sony has been more reticent to do it than Xbox though, and I think that has to do more with like that Japanese pride.
Yeah, they're like, for instance, they're still doing the thing where like the games will come out for like a year and a half or so on PS5 before they ever see the Steam storefront, when they're completely ready to go for PC out of the gate. The question then
Yeah.
becomes, why do that to your? Why
Um,
shoot yourself in the foot that way?
Console exclusivity. I'm sure they get a good paycheck up front for that.
Oh, absolutely,
Um,
they do.
but,
Especially when
like,
it's made in house.
But like Unicorn Overlord through Vanillaware, I mean, that's only not on PC because the president of Vanillaware just hates PC games. So
Really?
yeah,
How
he
shitty.
just thinks that everything on PC is just like getting pirated and it's money they're not getting. So
Okay, now this is cool.
I'm liking this. This is where was this 40 minutes ago?
All right, this is the atmosphere that I was hoping to get out of the submarine section,
Give me an
Um,
anglerfish
right?
or something.
But yeah, what a crappy philosophy to have when, like, it's not really a debate or a competition anymore. I mean, like, PC gaming wins. That's just what it
No,
is.
because if you won't port your game to PC, one, it can just be pirated. Two, I can't buy it legitimately, which is what I would do. So,
Right. Like,
if I
why
really
should,
wanted to play that game, I could pirate it if I didn't have the moral
and
qualms
that's exactly
about
right. Why should I, the consumer, have to choose between piracy and your shitty platform that costs $500 to play like 3 games? That's really dumb.
it. It is.
And more than that, it's not sustainable business. It's anti-consumer and should be done away with. I'm glad that Xbox is leading the charge, and I'm hoping Sony, goes whole hog eventually. Meanwhile, Nintendo's going to keep being Nintendo, but
And that's fine. I mean, they've done it up to this point. Let them keep doing it.
yeah. What can you say about Nintendo being Nintendo?
Chris, I have a question for you.
I might have an answer.
What's your opinion on anchovies on pizza?
I don't mind them. They're not my favorite.
I legitimately love anchovies as my favorite pizza topping next to roasted tomatoes.
Interesting.
And people
in that case,
think
I have a pizza place in Bloomington that you have not tried that you might actually like.
Is it? Oh, I mean, I loved Avers.
Yes, Avers is excellent. They don't do anchovies. There's a place in town, actually 2 of them, though one of them I have not tried their anchovies. Greeks is the pizzeria I was thinking of. And they're kind of a local, like they started in Muncie, but now they have a second location in Bloomington. But then there's also Toppers, which I think is a chain, but I could be wrong. They're really good, and but their whole thing is like the best toppings in the pizza game and a whole lot of them. Like you order pepperoni, they're gonna slather your pizza in pepperoni.
Interesting.
Yes, and I really like their crust too. But Greeks is just like classic hand-tossed deliciousness, and I love it.
Oh, now you've hit the wall. That is so weird to me that you have to extinguish your coal-fired furnace in order to...
You don't have to, but I'm trying to save fuel. Because now I'm back down to, like, my last couple. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that thing that I'm still not sure if it's a collectible or what the hell it is.
The Markiplier body pillow?
Yep. Okay, so going back to the very beginning of the episode, what the hell is this? What is this?
This is a boat.
No, like this thing, like with the sunroof. So it looks like a plant, but is it?
I mean, it's like there's like a little shovel in it or something. Maybe it's like a bonsai. Maybe it's like a cheap dude's
right.
bonsai.
Like I thought watering it might be the trick, but well, let's try it again. Who knows? I also get the feeling I did something wrong here.
Will that hose stretch?
Say that again.
Will that hose stretch? I guess it did.
Yeah, it just did. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Oh, okay. This is kind of making me panic a little. I am stuck in a bigger submarine.
Wait, can you go forward now that you've risen up?
Yes, I think I can. I'm just taking a quick sweep for fuel.
Then that's fair.
Just a little bit nervous about fuel. I love how we thought we found a body at one point. Like, hey, toss it in the fire.
Fuel for the flames.
Okay, let's get leveled out here, and there we go. Come on, get off of that. There we go. I need more.
Wow, that worked out. Good.
Fuel, fuel. Some fuel.
So, Chris, at this point in the game, which game did you like better, this one or the first one?
The first one definitely was sweeter in its brevity. But that being said, for every moment I've thought that this game is running a little too long, they do occasionally give us moments like this, where like I really get sucked into the ambiance of it.
Yeah.
So the jury is still out. I think that this is running a little bit overlong with the concept, but this particular part is cool.
I will agree with that, and I will also add as an addendum, it seemed like the high points were more distinct in the first one as well. There was a much more
Yes.
pronounced deviation from the gameplay loop.
Well, like for like that brief moment when you were piloting what is essentially a giant mech with your boat.
Yeah,
that was really
was
cool.
something.
And it only lasted for like 45 seconds.
Just long enough.
That was kind of the running gag of the first one. Like every time you feel like you're really like, oh, we're here now, like Mother Nature just swoops and is like, no, no, you're not.
But watch out for that thing.
Is that going to? Is that? No, it's a background object.
Oh, it's in the background. Okay.
Yeah. I can see exactly why you thought I was going to collide with it, though. Now this one is.
Now that you're done, son. That'll stop you in a hot second.
And it did. All right, let's surface here, and then I'm thinking we might have to do it next time on Play the Hits. Boy, how much more of this game can there be, though?
Well,
we've already gone. This was the end of our original playthrough, right? 3 episodes.
Just about.
I guess 4, maybe 5 would be an acceptable additional length for a sequel. That's
What's
not
our
too bad.
goal? Where are we going besides right?
Right.
Are we escaping something? Are we going somewhere?
We're going to Rightland.
Are we escaping the third Trump presidency? Like, what's going on? What are we running from?
God.
Are we trying to get away from the IRS? Have we been audited and we're trying to escape?
Wouldn't that be great if this is all just like big time tax evasion?
Papino's big tax evasion adventure. That's what I'd call this game.
Papino.
Like, was there like a big climate disaster? Are you the last person alive?
You know, so far this game hasn't really preached to you that much. I don't think
it's fine. It's no Tunic though. That's all I can say.
Tunic. I
Tunic.
That's that from a little bit ago.
Yeah, that adorable little fox game. There's not a single word of dialogue in the whole game, but you always know what's going on.
I love games that can pull
fascinating.
that off.
It's good and it's artsy if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and really annoying if you don't. It's like, why can't you figure out what you're supposed to do? Because no one fucking introduced me to what the R button does.
Man, I'm dead serious. You should pick up a copy of Tunic and you should play that. And you should let me know what you think of it. Tunic is one of the most fascinating games I've ever played.
Is it a side scroller? Is it a Zelda clone? What am I looking at?
It's a top-down Zelda-esque game, and that's all I can tell you. Don't look up anything about it. Not that there's anything to look up or spoil about it. Just it's a game that you want to go in fresh for.
Nick, I think I did something wrong.
Yeah, why did you get out? Wait, what's the obstacle?
I don't know what the obstacle is. I'm trying to figure out, like, let's zoom out here. I keep forgetting I can do that.
It's like an underground something or other.
Centrifuge? That could be bad news.
Okay, well, you clearly can't go under it. So we're going to have to either go through it or over it. Take your pick.
Grapple hook.
Maybe Sparks is right. Maybe this is where we get the plane wings.
You know, I do not doubt that that's where this game goes by the end of it. I guarantee you that for at least a moment we are going to fly at some point in this game.
Chris, what was the coolest Final Fantasy overworld vehicle?
Vehicle?
Yeah. Mode of transportation.
Ooh, I don't... Oh God, where's my hook? Come on, don't make
it's all the way down there.
There we go. Okay, we caught up. We caught up to it. Coolest vehicle in a Final Fantasy. Shit. What? What was that all about?
Well. Well.
I mean, the lunar what the fuck? The lunar whale in FF4 had like all of the epic scope to it.
Yeah, I like how it felt wonderfully out of place with the rest of the game.
It's like, you've been playing a fantasy game up to this. Okay, fuck that.
Final Fantasy is like obsessed with whales. Wait, it's like glowing?
It glows when I grab it.
Huh.
I assumed I had to pull it with my hook.
That's not a bad assumption.
Huh. Why would he climb that underwater? Like a little jackass. Oh, God. Alright, well, maybe next time on Play the Hits we figure it out. But overall, yeah, either the Lunar Whale or the Ragnarok in FF8. That was always a really cool airship.
Okay.
The fact that you, like, fish it out of space is pretty neat.
I'd go with the Invincible from 9, but...
Ooh, also equally cool. Especially, like, that it starts out as, like, some kind of eldritch horror device that you see in the sky. Yeah. That was pretty neat.
It could be said to be the primary antagonist at one point.
Yeah, right? Sure made short work of Garnet's mom. Oh. Sorry, everybody.
Oh, that's what we're ending on.
Yeah, so I want to have like an idea of what to do for this puzzle before we leave. But I get the feeling
that's fair. Take your time. I'm in no rush.
That I may have to explore a little bit off camera to try to figure out the mechanic that's eluding me here.
It's weird that tunnel has a light on it.
Maybe do I just have to, bump uglies with my boat?
What are you talking about?
Like just nose press it? Is that all I have to do?
I feel it's really odd that there's a visual cue that interacting with that is tracked.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to nose press and just see and that's where we'll end the episode.
I mean, just go ramming speed, right?
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Get down here.
To quote Sean Bean from GoldenEye, ramming speed.
Okay, here we go. Okay, well, that's obvious, isn't it?
What's going on here? Oh, it's like attaching.
What's going on here is next time on Play the Hits.
Oh, you were inadvertently right. Okay, that's the best part. That's the best kind.
That's the best kind of right. Turns out the crane had nothing to do with anything. But we're getting some epic music now.
Next time on Play the Hits, we continue to go to the right.
We'll go further right than we've gone before.
Chris's favorite political movement.
I was gonna say we're going full MAGA next time on Play the Hits. Oh, cool. See you next time, Nick.